Okay. Um, just recapping yesterday, encouraging to find a way to win another football game when we were trailing, by 10 in the fourth quarter. Going back through the tape, I think there was a lot of positive performances from a lot of guys we really count on this football team, offensively and defensively, special teams. Just proud of the way our team just continues to show the resolve and grit to find a way. I think our leaders on the offensive side of the ball came up with plays when we had to have them. Continue to challenge ourselves, both coaches and players, to find ways to be more consistent throughout football games, but getting our seventh victory on the road, knowing some of the challenges that are out in front of us. It was a big win for our team and something we can build.
Okay, please add your name in the chat and we'll call on you for questions. We'll go Alec and then Matthew.
Hey, Kevin. Just curious, and you mentioned this yesterday. I think you said they threw the gamut at you guys, but with some of the dime looks, cornerback blitz stuff, I mean, just how different was what they showed you guys compared to what you'd seen all year offensively?
Just Alec, just some of the matches defensively, playing some of the 5 down nickel groupings to 21 personnel was a little bit different than what they had shown. And then, yeah, some of the extra DBs in there, firing some secondary elements that were corners and different types of saw pressures. I think it's kind of common around the league right now, and if you put on tape that you can be susceptible to some of those things. I got to do a better job preparing our guys to have answers for those things and those this week, and knowing that it's a copycat league, both offensively and defensively. So we got to equip our guys with the proper tools to help solve some of those problems in real time, not just after the fact talking about it. And that's what we can continue to do. And it starts with me and giving all of our guys in the huddle, the proper plan to how to handle different types of things. But going back a few weeks, we've seen teams be willing to do things a little differently against our offense, and whether it's coverage for Justin or any of our other guys, or how they want to try to stop some of our running game. Just got to continue to grow as a group. And the good thing is we're getting to kind of have some problem solving in real time that I do think is going to give us some inventory as the season goes on into December and hopefully into January, where we're able to recall some of these tools that we can kind of provide our guys and execute in real time. And I think we'll continue to see the consistency get better and better. But that was a challenge. That front is a real challenge. They've caused problems for everybody they've played. A bunch of first-round picks on that line that they play really well together, physical, explosive. That front alone is a challenge, but when we start throwing in some of the external pressures and things that they activated, we got to be at the top of our game to handle all that stuff.
Hey, Kevin, I know you talked after the game a little bit about TJ Hawkinson, just looking back, the way he broke off a couple of those routes to get open. I guess how unique is his skill set when it comes to his route running and being able to go down the field to get open like that?
Yeah, Matt, I think, the one thing that jumped out is just he's a big target that can get in and out of breaks, set routes up, complementary cuts. He understands how to win at the top of routes, with different tools, and then ultimately be able to finish those plays as well. He has not been here long, but it already feels like he's a fit with what we want to do, able to isolate him. And best part about, having a tight end, like TJ is as he gets more comfortable and kind of fits in with some of our other tight ends. And when we get Irv back, using him in a way where he can be the first person, and then having complementary players around him, whether Justin, Adam, KJ, or Dalvin out of the backfield, like what happened on that touchdown. But when we had to have it, I've mentioned to you guys before, all 5 eligibles coming to life. It becomes difficult to try to have a double team on everybody. And leverage coverage on everybody if we can distribute the field in a way where Kirk can just, find the open man and kind of play point guard in a lot of ways and be as accurate as he's been, even in the face of some pressure. That has been a real positive for playing as well. But TJ showed up, nine catches on 9 targets is really something in your first game out of the blocks, being here less than 5 days.
Next, we'll go Kevin, Ben, and then Joe.
Yeah, Kevin, I was wondering, in the past few weeks, we've seen more than a few sort of 50-50 balls headed in Justin's direction. And maybe that's just me just noticing that, and it happened earlier and I didn't. But I'm wondering if that's sort of evolved organically. Was that sort of a bi-week emphasis, or has that been something that's been going on and maybe just a little bit more noticeable now?
No, Kevin, I think sometimes you can get in a situation where scheme can kind of take over. What's the coverage? How do we get the perfect play versus the perfect look? And I just think sometimes we got to give our best players chances to just make plays. And I think Kirk's done a really good job. Even that play at the end of the half, that was the intent. We wanted to get if they gave us a one-on-one situation, we wanted to give Justin a chance to score a touchdown there, to be that efficient with 37 seconds left on a 2-minute drive, to be that efficient, to have opportunities to potentially throw in zone. Those are huge plays, especially when you start the first half with the ball and you're able to score on an efficient touchdown drive. If we could have finished at the very least with 3, which we were fine for. That's why the tip ball interception was so unfortunate, kind of as Justin had to fight through some contact both while in the air and when the ball kind of arrived. That was the unfortunate part about that one. But if he's able to go up and make that play, which I have a ton of confidence in Justin in those 50-50s for it not to ultimately be a 50-50 like he did on an early 3rd down there on kind of the fade down the right sideline. Makes a big play there. Kirk puts it in a great spot. And I think it's good that we give our guys those ops and give Justin those chances when he is one-on-one to allow him to try to make some plays and continue to do that, not only for Justin, but all of our guys and TJ and Adam and KJ to feel like you have confidence in them in those situations. And Kirk has confidence in those guys to give them those ops.
Kevin, I'm sure you could hear it on the plane last night, and if you didn't, you've probably seen it all over social media. But the party scene on the plane, I guess, what is that? If there's benefit for a team to kind of have that environment on a plane, what does it kind of do for the group, and what's your perspective when you're coming back on the plane, probably trying to get some rest after having a baby the other day?
Well, the good news is I sit far enough back that I don't always hear the party going on up there. But here's what I'd say: every single time our team and our players up there get to enjoy, being around each other. They love being around each other. They love celebrating the success that we've had, and we've got great leadership, and I can always trust that it's going to be under control enough up there that we'll be able to safely land the plane. We do get home, but I think, Ben, it's just important that these guys understand it's hard to win in this league. So when you can go about your business and find ways to win games and enjoy doing it together, those are moments that, they'll be able to call back upon and know that our team is getting extremely close. Feel it when I talk to the team in the locker room after some of these games. I feel it. I feel a confident team. I feel a team that knows we can continue to improve, try to be at our best here, as these moments start to get later on in the season. Those, the new addition of a couple new chains yesterday, seeing those on Kirk and him enjoying himself. Listen, he puts so much into it. He works tirelessly to prepare for these games. I think it's, those moments you can kind of let loose a little bit and just enjoy time with your teammates. I definitely enjoy seeing Kirk enjoying himself like that, because the special part about it is his teammates know what he pours into it each and every week, what he's going to pour into it this week. And when he leads us to a win like that, he certainly is allowed to enjoy it.
Kevin, a lot of the scribes out there rate teams in the NFL. A lot of the national media talks about. You guys are 7-1. You don't seem to have a lot of respect right now. Nobody's saying you guys are the big Super Bowl contenders. Is that a good place for you guys to be right now, or is that something you just would just soon tap down even before it starts?
Yeah, I don't think any of us get too concerned with what people are saying about us here in early November. We've got to go earn it every week, whether we win by a field goal at the end of a game or we're able to win with some more comfortable leads. Either way, we're a 7-1 football team that truly feels like our best football is ahead of us. And ultimately, like I tell our team every single week, what we've done 7-1, it's a great accomplishment. That means absolutely nothing in the big picture of where we want to go as a team. So if we can acknowledge both the positives from our performances and the areas where we need to improve, and then just focus on trying to have a championship level of preparation. Can we have the best possible meetings and walk through and practice on a Wednesday, and then roll into Thursday and do the same thing, and then have that urgency on a Friday before we go get on a plane and this week play one of the better teams in our league that I do know that we have a ton of respect for coaches, their offense, and especially their defense. Guys are going to be a heck of a challenge for us. We've got to try to find a way to continue to grow as a team and attack these challenges, and we'll let people talk and decide what kind of team we are week to week. We'll worry about that at a later time when we are down the stretch here and
Okay, we'll go with Jim and then Mark.
Hey, Coach, your team outscores the opposition in the fourth quarter by a substantial margin. Can you shed any light onto why that is, what you're doing without giving away what you're doing, why this team is so capable in that fourth quarter in the most critical times of the game?
yeah, we put a lot into it. Jim, we put a lot into being at our best at the end of, halves, like I talked about in that efficient drive that should have resulted in some points yesterday. And then the end of game situations, we talk about them a lot. We practice them a lot. We talk about situations that may come up so that ultimately our guys have clarity and can play with quieted minds and just go execute. I think there's another layer of it. So where, whether we get off to a fast start in games and then have to make some adjustments. The best part about our team this year is although we haven't found that four-quarter football yet, not many teams do, we have been able to make those adjustments as staff and ultimately as a team to then go be at our best when it's required. And I think our leadership, our captains, our quarterback, guys that kind of quarterback the defense and apply pressure on our defensive side to the opposing team's offense, our special teams being impactful in big moments when we've needed it. I think it's complementary football in the critical moments of games that define good teams in this league. And you don't always win with style, but when you're able to win football games and consistently win close games by winning the fourth quarter, that does matter. To continue to put yourself in positions where you need to come from behind and win, but at least we know we've kind of removed all doubt and have a belief in ourselves that we can go get those wins when we have to. Now, like I said, can we have the type of preparation and the type of performance where we don't need to do that? That's ultimately what our job is as coaches, to keep pushing our guys. And then, like I said, we've got great leadership that knows where we're headed. Hopefully, as a team, we're going to need to play a little bit more consistent throughout games and put it all together as a football.
Yeah, Kevin, throughout the league, the corners have really, this rookie corner class, it seems to have all the way through the draft has made immediate impacts. There's even a guy in Miami that's a D2 guy that's undrafted. He started 5 games. I was wondering what your thoughts are in general on what these rookies have done. You guys have one, obviously, in 4th round, and also the 2 guys in Buffalo. Your thoughts on how these guys are playing?
Yeah, I think so much of it, Mark, has to do with just the confidence level at that position. I mean, guys come into this league, whether they're first round picks, agents, they come into this league with skill sets that when they compare that with the scheme that they play in, and then ultimately the technique and fundamentals to hold up against, elite route running that happens in the NFL, scheme that happens in the NFL, I think they can build confidence quickly. And they can play fast, they can play physical, they can attack the football when it's in the air. All I know is when that ball snaps, nobody cares when people were drafted, their experience level. It's all about snap in and snap out, playing competitive football. And when you can do that, like a lot of these young corners are doing, like a Caleb did yesterday when we needed him to come in and play well, confidence can happen and manifest itself at a pretty rapid pace. And then it's about the consistency. And once you've played enough and put your skill set and your traits on tape, how can you overcome when people start to attack certain areas of your game that maybe they feel like they can attack? And that's kind of the art of growing as a young player, regardless of whatever position you play. And I think corner's one of them because they end up being, it ends up being easy to evaluate when the pass game is what it is in this league. But all rookies, all young players, just that urgency of being able to continue to improve while also gaining confidence with success, ultimately, is what makes your complete product in this league over the course of 17 games. But it's a great point, and I think it's something, Mark, that we see week in and week out. There's a young player in the secondary of the teams we play that, we tell our guys, hey, this guy's got a real skill set to impact the game, and we got to be at our best attacking whoever we're attacking in the secondary.
Okay, last two questions. We'll go Chris and then close with Dave.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I know you said earlier that you don't care what the outside perception is, but wondering if you could talk about how much of a measuring stick this game is potentially against Buffalo, obviously being one of the NFL's upper echelon teams. And also, if I could ask you, you didn't address, I don't believe, the Cameron Dantzler injury. If you have any update on that, feel free to provide it.
Yeah, Chris, this is going to be a real challenge this week. I think when you've been able to win some football games that either had to come from behind or sustain leads, whatever it may be, hopefully we can use some of that success that we found to bring it on the road with us against one of the best teams in this league. Really tough place to go play. They've got it going pretty good right now, and the expectation is that we've got to play one of our best games of the year to go win this thing because of the respect we have for not only their players, but their coaches and what they've been able to sustain for a pretty long stretch now as a football team. It's going to be a real challenge, and we've got to be at our best, and it starts with our week prep going into this thing and feeling like we've earned the right to go, compete for 4 games against one of the best teams in this league. And apologies for not, starting out with that, but yeah, Cam got an ankle yesterday. I think it's probably a long shot that he's available to us this week. It's kind of in that week-to-week timeline, but I never say never with our sports performance staff, Tyler and Uriah. They're going to pour into Cam, and he'll attack this thing and see where he's at as the week goes on. But we definitely want to make sure Cam's healthy and ready to go when he gets back out there.
Hey, Kevin, what's your outlook for Tomlinson being available this week?
Yeah, we'll see. I think he kind of falls in that same category. We wanted to see how he progressed last week. A few more days of treatment. We'll see if we can possibly have him available to us this weekend. Same type of situation with where really Cam's at now. Hoping to have him, but I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week and just want to make sure he's healthy and ready to go when we get him back out there so that he can hit the ground running for what's going to be a pretty grueling stretch here of a lot of games in a short amount of time without having already been through our bye week.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everyone. We'll have Adam Thielen and a Caleb Evans up shortly.